It's definitely not what I expected. It's a lot harder.
They don't tell you where to go or nothing. If you're going the wrong way, they'll go with you, but you keep going in the wrong direction.
You have to be mentally prepared, because if you're thinking you can't do it, most likely you won't be able to.
I never had any second doubts about joining Outers.
I don't think you could recreate what happened. It was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's like a stepping stone, but a big, 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 big stepping stone.
I just keep thinking, just 10 more steps, I'll just do 10 more steps. And then once I get that done, I'll say, oh, I can do 10 more.
You think, oh, a nice little canoe, maybe bring your dog, go fishing. But it really, it's not a walk in the park.
My parents didn't think I would be able to do this, but they were shocked when I told them, yeah, I want to join Outers, I want to do it and see if I can do it. And they're very impressed with me because they didn't think I'd be able to do it.
Okay, on the knees. Now pick it right up off the ground. On the knees. Okay, good. Now, 1, 2, 3.
No, I didn't have trouble carrying it at all because my shoulders are wide enough that I can shift it, so that's easy. But when you're carrying with like smaller guys and skinnier guys, then it gets hard.
It's hard because if another person is taller or shorter than you, and they're at the front or they're at the back, it's like you have the canoe on you, and then the other person, it's like slanted like this, so it's hard. And the weight shifts from side to side on the canoe.
You gotta keep your hips straight, and the guy on the back's gotta balance it. Like sometimes it'll be just on one shoulder, and you'll be carrying just on your left shoulder. So you gotta bring it back. The guy on the back has to bring it like that, so it's even.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were doing that day.
Every one of the canoes that you're looking at here weighs somewhere between 220 and 240 pounds. So there's no way on earth that you can lift one of them up by yourself. And there's no way on earth that two people could lift one up by themselves.
Never did it before in our life, never practiced it or anything. Put it up on my shoulders. Oh, it was the worst feeling ever, but it was like, oh, I'm gonna do it.
Julie, grab onto that. Drop it. Stop running fast. You were running too. Beat them anyway. Guys, we should have just portage this. Oh!
usually go for a fairly long time, but you're never comfortable under there.
It takes so much work to take the canoe down and put it back up again. So we just thought that if you need to switch, say switch. Somebody will switch with you quickly instead of putting the canoe down.
Me and Kelsey are going, go! Okay, you guys are good.
Odors. On odors, everything changes. You're not trying to be cool. You're just trying to survive.
Right there.
Like when we're carrying the canoe, everyone just tells each other, okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. I can see like we really know that they're lying because they just want you to keep going. But the main thing that drives you is to get to the end of that portage and just do it.
Let's try it again, guys. Try it again.
It's hard to get it across to people who haven't experienced it because it is hard, but you feel so good like when you finish that big long portage and you look back on your map and you say, look how far we've come already. Like it's a good feeling.
Not skid or drag these canoes. We don't drag them. We don't drag them up the river, boys, on Friday. The water's low, and if it doesn't float, you get out of the boat, you pick it up, and you carry it up to where it's going to float again. But you don't skid it, and you don't drag it.
I just thought this was just going to be a fun camping trip. No, it's work. It's harsh.
I just try and go until I just have that little bit left, and then I get out. Because if you go right to the end, then you're just hurting yourself and your brigade.
Yeah, pull! Go! Get under there, just pull a bit more. Lindsay, yes! Oh my God! You guys, I can't! Somebody better! Okay, go back. I got it.
And that's when we started the long walk with the canoes. Holy man, that was tough.
I remember that road was bad. Just that flat, hard surface. That wasn't fun. That was an experience learning how to carry canoes because this was our first time. I mean, you don't know who you carry best with. You don't know when to switch and when to give up. You don't want to burn yourself out too early in the game.
We just stopped and put the canoe down and everyone was just sitting there taking a break.
I just remember seeing canoes there and people sitting in them.
And then the teachers walked by us and they told us, like, those canoes aren't going to get any lighter just sitting there.
Wrong way.
Good job. Woo!
It's like crunching my neck.
Oh my God. Okay.
Amber, you need to straighten up the hill.
I'm trying.
You're tired. You take over. What side are you leaning on? We need a helper. We need a helper. Help!
Tracy! You guys need help!
Oh my God! You want to switch, Crystal? No, just keep going.
Yeah, you're tired!
Switch. What's with all the weight?
Tracy's got switch! Well, who the hell? Shut up!
Just a sec, I'm gonna.
It just gets to be a little crazy. It's like, good Lord. Like, it plays with you a lot. especially your emotions and friends. And
You guys, there's no use of fighting because it won't get us anywhere. Okay, well, who's going under the canoe? I will. Yeah, we're like right there.
It's amazing how much people change when they go on outers compared to what they are in school.
I thought to myself, I'd rather be home right now, but I never considered quitting. I would never quit.
You're just really proud of yourself after every trip that you've done.
Sure? Yeah. I did. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my ears, my head! Oh my god! Get Kelsey out of there! I'm trying.
Any little slight change, it makes a big difference. You wouldn't think it, like when you get the canoe, it's a lot different than you think. And people, like if someone touches the side or the canoe rubs against a tree, you feel it big time under the canoe.
Both my feet just slid, and no one was there to catch it.
Sometimes it just gets out of control, but it's only a few seconds, and then we'll remember we have a 250-pound canoe that we have to get across this portage, and we'll keep going.
Hey, slow right down here. Big hill. See it? Yeah.
$13, $14, $15, $16.2 kilometers, dudes, and that's not with all of our windy roads and at Thai Park. You're looking kind of glum, buddy. Put some grinners on. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Look it. Okay, form that T.
Well, we had to flip a canoe first, and everyone from that brigade was in the water. And then we had to spin the canoe around so it was like a T with the other one, and then get it up so you can flip it over.
we got it up like perfect, like on the T, but we just couldn't get all of us to like flip it over because it's so heavy and it was full of water. And
We had troubles doing that. It took us at least like 20 minutes, and it took another brigade like 5 minutes.
'" I just tell myself you have to keep going and just ignore the pain because you can't stop because your brigade will get mad at you. You just keep going. Think positive. You're almost done. Meanwhile, you're like quarter into the trip.
Are you seriously gonna stick this in my nose?
It's for a runny nose. Here, try it.
Why is it bad? Like, stick it right up my nose.
Yeah, it'll stop it.
I think you're joking. It kind of feels like I could just wipe it with the.
You can wipe it with it if you want. But if you want it to stop, that's called old man's beard.
Be my guest. Put it in your pocket. I'll just use this Kleenex. How about?
Okay, you let me know if you run out, alright?
Oh God. Stopping my nose from running. It's pretty good. What's getting in my mouth?
We have to go right up.
2, 3. There we go. Hey, my thing was frozen or something. Ooh.
Why does it say which mall?
It was telling me to go that way before, now it's telling me to go this way. Make it, let's go.
Hey, mine says that way. Make sure you're not.
Okay, who thinks we've been walking 2 kilometers?
To come to an area that's like this and then change our bearings. I just don't like. We can't be there already, can we?
They put brigades together with people that they know don't hang out or they know they don't get along. So like they have to work together.
Portage isn't going out in the bush with your buddies. They grouped you in brigades for a reason.
Lindsay, why are we waiting?
BSing. Why are you waiting?
So most of our problems just get set aside, or if it's a big enough problem, someone's gonna say something or they're just gonna explode. And I can see some of that happening on 12 day.
What is a comm?
Kidding.
Communication.
It makes sense.
Possibly.
I just
Can I
guess
look at the
communication
goddamn map, please?
And it is water. Give her that damn map.
And all the that one says
We all get asked like 5 times and nobody gave her one. See, you're tired. I'm stumped. I am stumped. I don't have anything to say because I don't know. And I don't want to say that it's COM 348 communication tower, and I don't know. I don't want to stress out. Well, don't get mad at me. Okay. Hey, I vote we keep walking
Serious time.
Time out. If we look at the map closely, does this swamp look like this swamp? This is the most clear swamp that we've hit. All of these swamps are not going to be as much like. I'm gonna slap you. I don't want to slap you too.
See, that could be that.
Oh, you're agreeing with me?
I don't know. I'm
You're
saying
agreeing
something
with
to
me.
get
I thought you were
45
stumped.
minutes.
I thought you were stumped. No, I'm stumped in the sense that I don't know what the hell a comm is. There's contour lines, and it's going to show where bush and not bush is. So if we look at the
Contour lines
swamp,
are hills.
I know. If we look at the
Will
swamp,
that little hill right there be a contour line on a map? Probably not, right?
contour
No.
line on the map.
Don't hit anything that looks familiar in an hour. We're gonna regroup, make a decision where to go from there.
Okay, I'm not breaking.
Okay.
I want to break.
Thought you were cold.
Oh, I am. Now I'm pissed off.
Pissed. And she doesn't want to go the wrong way because she's gonna be like,
it's on it.
I said we'd go for an hour and see where we think we are then. And we were right to keep going.
You just sort out your differences and leave it behind. Leave all the negativity behind and just keep going.
I try to use what I'm feeling to my advantage. If I'm feeling frustrated, then I'll just break.
Start bloody well chopping shit down. I'll go back and get.
I am. I just chopped a bunch of firewood. Shut up.
Yeah, just throw that, all the snow. Oh, you kind of have already.
Yeah, I told him to do that and make banks.
No, you're supposed to throw it on here to make a bed.
I'm not really mad at him, but sometimes I am.
Unification and teamwork was something you were supposed to build on, but I kind of looked at it the wrong way, and when I should have done nothing, I did twice as much.
He doesn't say much because we already know what we got to do. Like we talk about what we got to do and we do it, but some people don't do it, or they do, but they're not giving her.
If I'm not going to get nothing out of these guys, I might as well make it some kind of physical challenge for me where I'll come out on top.
Oh, I wouldn't be mad about that. You can carry all the packs he wants. Give her.
Thanks, what are you doing? You standing there? Good, because you can go get Dave's pack, and I'll go get the rest of the shit.
Slide down dust, it's way easier.
On your bum?
Yeah, just put your snowshoes like in front of you. And then you just kind of.
Oh my god.
Oh my poor stick! I covered myself in snow.
Oh my god.
Here's my stick.
I was up a little bit behind you guys. I was pretty much concentrating on over here. Dude, you're striking up here. You lose the choice again?
But it's not.
Okay, and you're going to...
Time out. Julian, do you know what that means in English?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh, definitely a Charlie horse and a half. And when you... Oh.
Here, give me your arm. Give me your hand. I'm trying to get up. Oh my god.
You guys, I need help.
Lindsay's stuck like right in there.
Somebody go help her. I'm with the end.
You guys, I need help like right now.
We're coming as fast as we can, Liz.
Like it's hard doing snowshoeing like the way we were doing it, like climbing like Mount Everest pretty much and then going straight down. Getting lost and not knowing where you are, deep snow, everyone's falling through. Like it's emotional, like it gets a hold of you.
See, that's where your tires
I know,
break every second.
Yeah, but you know what? Just go.
Well, I need to know a tree.
It kind of gets to you at the end of the day. It's like, hey, let's just go to camp spot, get eating, like go to bed.
The program is very demanding and it just brings out qualities that you would normally not see unless you actually go in there. So it actually helps people mature a lot more quickly.
You're all out there, you're all doing the same thing. Like, it's not like teachers are treating you better than anyone else. Like, you're out there as a whole, and you got to finish as a whole. I think it was all emotions, like scared that you're gonna freeze and like, you know, what are we gonna do? Like, what about our shelter, you know, a fire? And I think that all played a role, and I just like, holy, I just want to go home. Like, I hate this place, and I hate all of you. But then after a while, it's kind of like, well, there's nothing I can do. Like, staff's not gonna bring me home. So you just gotta stick it out.
It was entirely different from the day, especially in the bush.
I was past tired.
It was something else walking through the bush and in the dark.
Your mind's totally set to something different.
I would choose the canoe any day.
But I reached my limit there.
Everyone who's been through Outers would definitely have just a feeling of self-improvement. You just have that feeling that you can achieve anything.
It's not a definition, it's not words, it's something, and you have to do it to know what it is. You really have to. You have to do 12 day, and then you can tell me what Outers is.
I think people tried to look at it like, okay, this is just like fall trips, just longer. But after about half of the first day, everybody's like, 12 days gonna last forever.
Where do we go, man?
It's like a different life for 12 days. Different life with a different family, and just a different whole perspective.
Okay, Pepper, you gotta slow down here. Oh my god! Ow! It's hard to walk through the mud, Ash. I know, but...
The trips kind of prepare you. Like, they toughen up your shoulders from carrying a little bit. But there's no way to be prepared for this. Not really any way to describe it. It's just kind of just gases that float up from down in the muck, and who knows how long they've been there.
I can't, like, no, wait, oh, shit, okay, she's down. You gotta use all your leg muscles, Nikita, just push up. Get a good stand. Are you okay? Push. Yeah, I'm fine now. Now I'm on my knees. Well, quit moving. Just try to stand up. I don't think I can do anymore. Okay, we're good.
I bet half the girls out there didn't think that they could actually bring themselves to finish the program, and they did.
Okay, is anyone at the back?
You see the strength come out in people that you never thought had it.
You're on a trip with 6 people and you do one little thing, and instead of just going home at night, you go home with them at night, and you go home with the people who your decisions and your actions affected all day.
Drop it. Hurry, I'd like to see you do everything perfect. Peter, do you want to drop the canoe on the rock, just like that when no one's on the other side? I'd rather drop it on the rock than on Ashley, so shut up for a second, okay?
The best thing to help you keep going was a change of pace. Like, after you've been paddling for 4.5 hours, you're glad to see a portage because your arms don't want to move anymore.
We need someone to support the back of
Hey, Steve, support the back for him.
Ow!
You alright?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You alright? I can't portage anymore.
You don't just learn how to lift a canoe over your head. You learn like life lessons that you can use.
Knowing your limits, what you really can do with with yourself.
I did too much, dude. Yeah, well, still got a lot left over.
It's what you do that that sets you apart from the rest.
It's something else to be a part of it. This is the memories and the feelings and everything that was put into it. And every outer knows what they've put into it. And they know how much you've put into it. They know how much it takes to get through it.
Oh my god, whoever said that was a highway was lying. Because it wasn't.
3/4 of our trip was to get to Solo, and then there was like 1/4 left. It was so long, the days, you could see them on the map, how they were just stretched out. This is where we're gonna stay day 1 and day 2, and you didn't think it was that bad looking at the map. When you're drawing a little line on there, you don't know what it's gonna be like. But when you get out there, you're like, what was I thinking?
We need to develop, I think, I know what I think, but don't you think we need to develop a bit of a sense of urgency here? Like, you just started day 2. We got to pick it up a little bit and go with a purpose. You guys look tired.
Wait! Can't get stuck.
Luis, I'm gonna help you. Stop. Okay, Bake, you still under? Okay, Luis, get ready.
You're almost at a point in the trip where you don't believe that there's another life out there. By day 10, 11, and 12, man, it's just your life. You know you gotta wake up and throw that canoe on your back.
You gotta do it. You can't stop out there. If you stop, you get behind. There's 3 portages with a little paddle between them, and it's just so long that it's memory lane. It's gonna be a memory. And it was.
The day before solo, it just seemed like it was never ending. Portage after portage, and like you just didn't feel like you had it in you anymore. We were eating sugar out of the bag to try to find energy.
Just before memory lane, that was my ultimate low. You just want to sit there and you won't do anything. You tell your brigade that you ain't doing no more, and they're saying the same thing, so it has to get done.
You're not going to move itself, so.
We knew we couldn't go back right after the first day. We knew no matter what, if you want to quit, you can't. Once you're out there, there's no way to go back.
Get under there, come on. Lift the right side, lift the right side.
Seem to have figured that out.
The only way out's to finish, I guess, right? Yeah.
Luigi, you're next with me, okay?
Yeah. Now I know why they call this memory lane. Shit, portage. It's the hardest thing I've ever did in my life, and I want a tape of it. Crazy.
All the challenges that we've been able to throw in front of you, you've been able to overcome those. So I want you to think that your solo experience now is a new challenge for you. And of course, now it becomes an individual challenge.
Now, this being alone is important. Don't have any expectations going into it. Oftentimes the person that thinks he's going to have some startling revelation winds up coming off it just going, yeah, well, it was boring, and you know, God didn't visit me in my solo spot. I was just kind of there all by myself for 3 days. And that's really what it's all about, is being by yourselves.
There was a lot of things that I learned in the Outdoors program that you just can't learn anywhere else, especially in the solo experience during 12-day, because you're pretty much stuck there. If you don't like it, no one's gonna bail you out.
Started talking to yourselves and talk to the squirrels and stuff because you're so lonely. At the end of the first night, I was like, oh no, like I got like a couple more days of this.
Outdoors is a chance to grow stronger with the experience, I guess. If you look at something and it seems big, but you take it part by part, you can do it.
You can say what outdoors is, what you do, and how it's emotional and all this stuff, but you can't explain what it does to you. That's the thing, you know, like if you didn't realize it then, you realize it after outdoors.
You really do get in touch with nature. Like, you notice things that even living around here you wouldn't notice. Just being out there, like, you notice every time a squirrel goes by, every time a raven caws it's like an event.
I knew I was safe, and I knew it would come to an end, and I knew it was going to be over. But when you're living it, it just takes over it. Oh my God, what am I doing? There's no one around. I can't talk to anybody. Like, you don't even have the option to talk to anybody. You don't have the option to make any gestures to anybody. You can't see anybody. You can't do anything. You can't do anything about it. Like, I absolutely hated solo. I hated every minute of it. I hated it from the time I got out of the canoe.
It's the perfect age group too, because 17, 16, one day you want to be an adult, the next day you want to be a kid, and like you're going back and forth, and you want people to treat you like an adult, but then you want to be babied, and so it kind of gives you a taste. It's like, oh, so you want to be an adult? Here you go. Try it out.
Oh yeah, that's brutal.
The way they plan it is, I think, over the years they've perfected it. I don't think they could make this program any better than it is. That's a sense of pride for us too, kind of, because we know we're the only school out there that does it. It is kind of nice to know that you're getting out of the ordinary. You're doing something some people will never do.
Good job, bro.
To be able to carry everything over portage in one go was pretty intense. And by the end, that's what a lot of the brigades were doing. We had realized what we could do, and our last portage before, or our last set of portages before we went home, and it was basically like some sort of strength came from who knows where, and all of a sudden everyone was able to carry about 4 times what they were carrying at the beginning of the trip. It was just however much you could fit on yourself is what you carried.
Okay.
There's a certain bond that you definitely do share with anyone else who's been through the program.
When you see those other canoes coming, you're thinking that they just went through the same experiences that we had, and the surge of energy and adrenaline going through you is unbelievable. Maybe it's a relief, all the stress that was built up in me throughout the trip just coming out and letting out, or maybe it was just excitement. I don't even really know. And you're thinking, I did it. Like, I completed it. I had a piece of me that didn't think I could do it, but I went in there and I did it.
You live your daily life, and then you go into something like this, and it basically opens your eyes.
It's not just the paddling the canoe and portaging the canoe, it's definitely a lot of mental things, and that I think it helps prepare you for real life.
I never went into Outers imagining what would come out of it.
Like when you hit the shore, and then like this, you feel unstoppable. Like you're at the top of the world, nothing can bring you down.
Avoid the temptation to just skiver once you see the crowd. All right? And on that note, let's go home.